Have you ever wondered whoever invented mathematics or further mathematics? Like the person wanted to just inflict pain on a lot of people. But guess what? Maths is life to some people. Maths is so loved by some people that they've dedicated their lives to it. So this morning, we want to maybe sort of demystify and maybe help you change your mind about mathematics this morning. We're joined on the program by an educator, someone who has found a way to help people learn maths in the most interesting manner. Newton Okewoye is our guest on the program this morning. He's also a YouTuber. You find his YouTube page, Prime Newtons. Newton, good morning. Welcome to the Morning Brief.
Good morning, Coyote. Thanks for having me.
Did your parents know that you would fall in love with maths?
No.
Is that why they gave you Newton?
No, they didn't know. I remember I used to struggle with math growing up, and I remember my mom flogging me at home because I couldn't solve the problems in Lacombe's, that textbook.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And now you have millions of views on YouTube. I was checking, by the way. Over 7 million views, thereabouts, almost 300,000 subscribers teaching mathematics. Is that juju? How did that happen? Why did you do that in the first place?
I really don't. I think something changed. I had a great teacher in JS3 while I was here, and she was Indian. And one day she walked up to me and she said, "I don't know what happened, but I was changing, maturing, and becoming more disciplined." And she walked up to me and she said, "You're a very disciplined boy." It was the first time anyone ever told me that in my life. So because of her, I took it seriously. I started listening in her class, doing more examples, and ultimately I did well JS3, transitioning into SS1. I had A's in all my JS3 exam, at that time. So I just wanted to please her, and then by the next year, I think she lost her husband, and then she left. But because I had formed that desire for math, because I was doing well in other subjects except math, so it affected my physics and chemistry and other things, and that's how my academics just changed suddenly.
And this is very instructive, because we just had a conversation, and I'm sure you maybe have seen that video of a teacher trying to teach a child, but then introduced the slap. You were an educator in Nigeria before you moved out of the country. Still an educator now for the world. How does it work there? Because you talked about words of affirmation. Your teacher said you're disciplined, and that just helped you see yourself in a good light. I don't know what will have happened if you got a slap instead. But how does it work in other climes in terms of education?
I was shocked because I was in the back, and I saw when she did the first punch. I actually turned away because I couldn't look at it anymore. Because you do that in the US, you go to jail. There is no way out of it. You can't explain it. You'll have to end up in jail, at least for a while.
And she was teaching him math.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's not good. You don't learn math like that. I think, firstly, an educator has to know that we have different levels of competence, okay? Especially even the student is struggling with other things other than what you're trying to teach them. And math is not life. It's just one of the many things in life.
Thank you.
So we can't all be the same. Okay, I know I am maybe better than the average person, but I don't expect everybody I meet on the street to have the same level that I have. I had classmates too who struggled. So as an educator, you have to recognize it, that your job is to just show them, okay, help them discover their desire for something. Some of them, no matter what you do, will never want to do it. So don't force them to do it. I know we try to do forceful things in Africa generally, and maybe the Asians too, they do that, because that's my same experience in the US. You find Asian students almost would want to kill themselves over getting good grades in math, because again, in their community they talk about it a lot, and they shame the parents.
It's almost like a culture.
You get it. So I think it's a cultural thing, and we should not do that. When I was here, I still saw signs of it, teachers flogging kids, like that. But I think at this point we should be past that. It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
For some kids, you listen to kids who are mostly, the word abuse is not usually used in the 90s. It's the first time I've heard it used in Nigeria that you're abusing a child. No, you're just
spanking the
you're just
child.
spanking them.
Spare the rod, spoil the child, right?
I know.
Because there's also
know.
the cultural context. There's that belief that you need to help them. If the priming doesn't work, if the nudging doesn't work, then the spanking should work. But clearly, this was over the top and it was extreme. And it's good to get the benefit of what works in other climes. Yeah. But let's talk about you, Newton. It's quite interesting going through your page, and I'm seeing millions of views. I'm like, what's going on? What do people like about math? So obviously you're doing something different. What inspired that, and how are you presenting maths to people? You teach me math this morning, by the way.
I'll try.
You'll try, right?
And if you don't get it, it's coming.
but what inspired you to do that, and how are you presenting math in a fun way?
I really didn't think I was going to be a math person, because when I gained admission for my undergraduate days, school at UI, I was offered math. I rejected it because they said, you'll end up being a teacher. Right. And I didn't want to be a teacher. I wanted to make money. Okay. And I saw that most Nigerian teachers were just poor. I didn't want to be in that because I'd already gone through too much poverty. So I said no. So I decided to go into the Faculty of Engineering, which tech in UI. I studied food technology. But while I was there, I was still teaching because I was already teaching before I gained admission into the university, because I graduated from my high school in Ibadan, and my principal, the same year I graduated, sent one of the teachers and said,
you have to stay.
Could you come teach for us, you know? Because I was already teaching my classmates, and they would ask the teacher to not show up. You know, so I could teach them.
If you could kind of student.
Yeah, you get it. So that's how I knew that I had the skill to break things down, because I studied things myself.
I see.
I would explain it to my mom at home, and my mom never went to school. So if I had the skill to make my mom understand the difference between boiling and evaporation,
clearly you can get younger people.
I could get people who were interested in what I'm saying, and that's the skill.
Beautiful. So I'd like you to teach me math this morning.
I do not. I want to show you something.
You want to show me something? Yeah. All right. I want to see
It's something you would do and you would be happy with yourself. Yeah. Okay. So this is for anyone who has gone through JS2. JS2's level is when you learn this. The divisibility rules. Any number is divisible by 2 if it ends in an even number or 0. Did you know that?
Say that again. You see, math is quite interesting. You have to say it twice. So say it again one more time.
Any number is divisible by 2 if it's an even number.
Oh, of course, I knew that.
Okay. What about any number is divisible by 3 if? It's
going to be 9, 3.
No, if you add up the digits and you get a number divisible by 3.
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant.
Now you remember.
That's what I meant.
Now, any number is divisible by 5 if the...
It's 0 or 5, ends in 0 or 5.
Okay, what about 4?
Please help me out here.
Okay.
That's enough.
If the last 2 digits... So that's it. So I'm going to use the rule for 9, and I hope somebody at home would... I know a lot of people will get what I'm about to show them.
Right, including me. Don't make me look like I don't know stuff.
Could you think of any number you know is divisible by 9?
By 9, 81.
81. Now, the next number you think of, don't tell me.
Okay.
That's divisible by 9.
All right, I wouldn't tell you.
Okay. Could you type it on your calculator if possible?
Yeah.
Okay, just type the number. When you're done with it, let me know.
Yes, I have.
Okay. Now multiply it by another number that I don't know. Okay. So I don't know this number, and I don't know the next number you're about to tell me. Okay. Yeah. So have you multiplied both numbers?
Yes.
Choose a big number, like a 3-digit, 4-digit number.
I was still choosing one digit. Okay, let me start again. Let's start again. So
pick
choose
any
a number
divisible by 9 that you know.
Okay. Yes.
Now multiply by another number, at least 3 digits.
Any random number.
Any random number. Avoid zeros because it makes it easy.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. Now you have an answer.
I have an answer.
How many digits does it have?
5.
Okay. Now just give me any 4, not in order. Any 4 of them. I'll tell you the one you didn't tell me. Just pick any 4 of the numbers you have.
Randomly?
Yes, randomly.
It doesn't have to be in order?
No, not in order. It doesn't matter.
2, 0, 9, 4.
Okay, so you left out the number 4.
Wait, 2, 0.
Number 3, sorry. You left out the number 3.
Yes, I did.
Yes. Okay, so what you gave me was 2, 0. So this is the rule. You gave me 2, 0, 9, 4, right?
Yes.
So if you add these up, you're going to end up with 15.
Yes.
You see that? What is the next number to 15 that's divisible by 9? It's 18. So I did the adding as you were saying it, and then I got 15, then subtracted it from 18, which is the next number.
3.
And it's 3.
Because the number I did was 81 times 4, 82.
Oh,
that gave me 39,042.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Now, you can take this a notch up. I don't know if you still have time.
Yeah.
A notch up.
We have a minute to go.
I would tell you to skip 2 numbers.
So I should multiply it by something else again?
Something else and skip 2 numbers. Any 2 numbers. I'll tell you the 2 numbers.
Multiply by something else.
Multiply, pick any number. You're still sticking to 81. It doesn't matter. Okay. Pick any number divisible by 9.
Okay.
Multiply by another number, not the same thing you did.
Okay.
And then tell me the number of digits you get as your answer.
So say that again. Pick a number divisible by
9.
9.
Multiply by any random number.
Okay. Could be 4 digits, 5 digits.
It doesn't matter.
Okay. Yeah.
How many digits do you have in your
5.
answer?
I have 5. Yeah.
Now give me 3 of them. I'll tell you the 2 you didn't tell me.
182.
Okay. Now you're joining the system. Now you just give me 182. See, if I add this, I'm going to get 11.
Yeah.
So we're still dealing with 18 because that's the next biggest number, right?
Yeah.
So I'm looking for from 11 to 18.
It's okay. You've gotten me there. So, of course, I skipped 7.
No, you skipped 2 numbers.
2 numbers,
forget.
yes.
So the sum of those numbers must be 7.
So, yeah, you're right. 7 and 0. Fine, you're showing off. It's okay. I'm going to join your YouTube page, Prime Newtons. It's good to see the work you're doing.
Thank you.
And I'm glad that you're demystifying the fact that math is hard. I know we have great Nigerians that are doing great at math as well, globally. And it's great to see that you're joining that list. We'll be speaking with Newton Okewoye, an educator, someone who just demystified that math. By the way, you need math for life, Abi.
Yes.
You need it for life.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time on the show. And thank you for showing off.
Thank you for having me.
So there you go.